We then cut to the siblings talking about the news. We also learned Legend and Jin are about to meet again.
My brain is getting weaker.
So we then see Legend investigate Jin for Guy's ass whooping, but Jin isn't budging.
Never a straight answer from you, is there? Or maybe you're just bitter about our last fight.
I don't know, it's not like, you beat me senseless when I was actually trying to help you, so you practically shot yourself in the foot, buddy.
So upon them continuing to kill each other, we learn there's a bit of a past regarding Legend. Never to bother to stop them as the three captains return.
Enjoy the paralyzer!
Meanwhile, as Andre practices his baseball, we see Fenrak tell him either join their order or else.
Oh geez, I wonder where this will go!
Aw, so the little boy doesn't fight girls. Too bad you're not the one calling the shots here.
Oh, kiss our ass, prude!
So during the fight/monologue, we then see there may be more Jin's past. Pussy. And the fight just stops. Like that. So Legend offers Jin an alliance, and that's the episode.
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom,
We then see Dom return. That's it. We then cut to the hospital, where we see a flashback revealing they did in fact date. We then find Nurse Principal can maintain student health, and an affair is happening.
My god, this goes nowhere.
So we then cut to a flashback where Jin has practically beaten the crap out of everybody and catching the attention of the school principal, and him demanding he leave the school.
Hold the phone.
You've clearly stated, in the first season, expulsion was illegal, and yet in the events before the series, someone is clearly expelling Jin, even though it's still technically banned, and you expect me to believe that?
You know what? I will just let this nostalgic clip say it for me.
This is stupid! This is stupid! 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 So after running into one of the captains and another unfunny joke, we cut to Varen again and flashback. Jeez. We also got back to Guy, who's back for more. And this time not lose his head. We then cut to Tim, who runs into Jin.
Hey, that rhymes! Sort of.
But
it's a trap!
When fighting Shin, you don't have to worry too much about his punches. They're fast, but one-dimensional.
Just like the series!
So we then cut to the school library, where one of the girls gets a call from Zumi.
There's also going to be dating Jin as well.
We then find out Varen Academy started getting recognition a decade ago, which was around the same time using physical violence towards students was deemed legal. Apparently a bunch of educators recommended this.
And now this leads to more questions. Who in their right mind would think assault towards students was a good idea?
I mean, really, no one in their right mind would even let this slide. As a matter of fact, in reality, this would happen.
And that's why teachers using physical punishment towards students should be allowed.
So, let me get this straight. You want physical assault towards students to be deemed legal?
Yep.
Even at the point of near goddamn death! Yeah, I'm sorry, but... Nah! This does not sound like an appropriate form of disciplinary action!
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with him there. This doesn't sound like anything that will help anybody in this scenario, and if anything, this sounds more like a fear tactic, if anything.
Oh, come now, superintendents. There's already several cases of students being defiant towards their teachers. We're just doing this for the greater good.
You have any proof of that?
Well, no, but surely you must feel the same way that I do when you have the urge to beat your eldest son with an iron.
Okay. Someone goes potentially be charged for trials.
Yeah. Get out!
But...
No! What did I just say? And I'll say it again! Get the Stop! Fuck out!
We then find out people behind this were Demir and Mr. Dom. And this may be the reason why expulsion was banned. How? We'll never know. And eventually evolved into the barbaric abuse we see today.
Past me may have been onto something after all.
So we see the brother basically give a love letter.
Don't really know me.
Out of the blue. Make it make sense, damn it!
Please.
And the captains come out of nowhere as we cut back to the fight between Jin and Tim. As another fight happens, but Guy somehow got to the office and makes an announcement.
Maybe I didn't get ahead in life.
And so the sister appears and we cut to Zumi revealing Jin didn't trust him and order her, if he didn't make it back, find Legend, and we see the creepy man, Goody. As Zumi bitch slaps him, but he gets back about to finish her off, but... yeah, I'm not making that joke anymore. Ralph burns his hair off and another unfunny joke ensues.
Christ, my jokes are funnier than this.
So practically, we see him reduced to comic relief. Yay.
Guy that day, I was taken to Demir's office. Luckily, I managed to come to my senses before Demir arrived. So I got to overhear some things about this school. Things I didn't like.
Strong Rushmore!
I could have taken them all out right there. But since Demir wasn't there, I figured it wouldn't be a fair fight.
Boo! We then cut to the fight between Jin and Tim yet again, and Jin uses chi. Even though it was never fucking explained in the show, damn it! So it seems like Tim has the upper hand. But...
Don't even think about it.
This is gonna be a long day.
Ah, fuck off.
So we then cut to the auditorium as Guy challenges Hanto to a fight. We then cut to school library, and we learn why the school is randomly beating up students senseless, reason being to show Demir's way of reform works.
Oh geez, I didn't know beating up a minor savagely and repeatedly was considered a way of reforming them. What is this, Imperial Japan?
And halfway through the fight, Sylvia gives up halfway. Why is she even a captain here? So we then learn the reason why she's working for Demir is because she can get rid of any criminal events she was involved in when she wants to go to university. She also, for some reason, has a change of heart. Whatever.
You know, at this point, the plot holes are just getting bigger and bigger, so let's just do a drinking game. Whenever there's a plot hole that makes no sense, take a drink.
The two students who got their teeth kicked in are sent to the nurse's office. We then find nurse principal has a news article in regards to a junior high where Guy attended, so did Jin revealing Guy's motives. Speaking of which, he kicks Hanto's ass, and then we learned his lack of usage of hands was due to him losing a soccer game, getting despised by his teammates, and getting the attention of Demir, who offers him a part in his pillar system. And it leads to Hanto's redemption. We then cut to Legend approaching Kiz as Zumi told him everything. During the fight between the two, we find out due to him being a dick, Demir gave him the role. And during the flashback, Legend kicks Kiz's ass already.
Think you're gonna make that Fist of the North Star joke? You're crazy.
We then cut to Finrak walking to the locker room, where Andre's coincidentally there, and I think you know what's gonna happen next, and a somewhat fight happens, followed by another flashback. We then cut to the Baron Academy auditorium, where we learn Demir's lair is pretty much. And in true anime fashion, we see Mr. Dom waiting. We then learn more of Legend's past as we find out Dom knew him before, so nothing much when it comes to importance. We then cut to the school baseball field where Andre and Finrak have their fight. Finrak beats Andre, and we cut to Dom and Legend, and their past no less. So if the Legend beats up Dom, nurse principal stops him.
This is a petition signed by the parents and teachers of all the students you've injured in the past few months.
So after then asking a rather good question, other than getting an actually good answer, because the school is filled to the brim with fucking morons, nurse principal bitch slaps him and tells him it's better than expelling him. We then cut back to the fight between Dom and Legend, and more flashbacks to the point Raphael from the original TMNT would lose his mind, and upon more plot holes, we then find out it was Jin's fault that the school collapsed, causing Legend to come to him to bring about the end of the original school. So Legend kicks Dom's ass, and the conversation between Demir and Andre goes like this.
Join me, or else you will die.
No!
We cut to a small fight, and Andre gets his ass kicked. As this continues, we cut to Finrak and Kiz talking. You already know what's going to happen next, and of course, Jin comes in to save the day.
Okay, good news and bad news. Good news, this is the final episode. Bad news, it's 30 minutes long, so be prepared to get some extra drinks ready because it's going to get to you pretty fast.
So I learned that a decade ago, Schools were a massive subject of criticism due to neglect and abuse of expulsion, thus adding to adolescent gangs increasing. So the best way to keep students in school was to ban expulsion and allow physical punishment as you saw to be legal. So the government also created mandatory evaluations to keep them afloat, with the situation becoming more and more dangerous rather than, doing the smart thing and banning corporal punishment and legalizing expulsion again. They create a pillar system where students get power and keep the rest in line in a Gestapo-style way of monitoring. We then cut the nurse principal on a computer, and this is where we learn Jin has quite a long trail where Guy chose to leave. Then we find another flashback where Guy got his ass handed to him after insulting the captains, and Jen cutting him down and bringing him to another nurse, where he is transferring once again. We then cut to now where Guy joins the fight, and as that is happening, Ralph helps the others escape, followed by another unfunny joke, and Honto demanding they go to the auditorium. Back with the fight, we then have another flashback where Guy joined the sisters' gang, and the leader developed feelings for him, and he was quite the influencer. But turns out he wanted more and asked her to join him, with several underlings joining him as well. And now back to another flashback.
Padding, 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 padding.
We then cut to Legend and Zumi building a case against Demir, as Legend tries to find clues, only for Sylvia to come in and try to stop them, but she's attracted to him.
This has been another pointless moment.
And of course she gives him the clues to destroy Demir's career. Then a lockdown occurs as a result of the fight, only for the captains to tell the truth before another unfunny joke. After that, students somehow stop fighting. And we cut back to the fight, where more dialogue and padding. Shin finally shuts him up and reveals that he's been building a case against him and giving it to the media. For a seemingly authoritarian regime, they have a surprisingly free press. Shin somehow went to multiple high schools with the intent to take Demir down, and with everything revealed, Demir goes berserk, only for Jin and Andre to finish him off and win the fight.
Yay!
So our heroes finally to meet Demir and talk. After the package was delivered, Demir became a laughingstock and dropped out of the public eye. Mr. Dom took over all duties and fully cooperated in the investigation, and in turn he was able to teach. As for Veron Academy, their baseball team trailblazed victory after victory. And after another unfunny joke, Legend is graduating with Nurse Principal having a temporary seat in the city council, with Sylvia being a bit obsessive over Legend.
Isn't that cute? But it's wrong!
We then see Kiz training Tim and Ralph, with another unfunny joke, and Guy, doing his thing, I guess. I mean, he did cheat on multiple women, so it's not that much of a surprise. We then cut to our final moment with Jin and Zumi, and the series finally ends with the makers of this. But I don't think they're going to be keeping their teaching license for long.
Okay.
And with that, it's over. It's finally over, and that was Jin. Time for my pros and cons.
I mean, the animation has improved, but not by much. It still has a lot of the issues that its previous entry had. I mean, if it was a satire, I would be fine with it, but I think it took itself way too seriously to the point it's obnoxiously edgy. So there isn't much I can say here, otherwise I'd be repeating myself.
Final analysis is an F-. But this will not, and this will not, be going on the blacklist.
What?
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 No, I'm not gonna do it.
Indy! Are you serious? Why? Why? And why is my bedsheet different?
I'm sorry, but it wouldn't be right.
No! No, no, no,
What the hell?
no, 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 no!
Who the hell are you?
Normally, I would have given you ints, but since you clearly haven't fallen into a suicidal craze, I'll humor you. Name is Laura. Laura Barnes.
Wait. Laura Barnes? Like the Laura Barnes from the Unfriended movie?
Yeah.
Alright, well, I guess it's nice to meet you. I'm sorry, kid, but you're no Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, or Ash Williams for that fucking matter.
Hey!
So, alright. I take it it's you, so, Why are you here?
I was sent here to make you suffer, drive you into a frenzy before you kill yourself, but no. Halfway through the series, you just appeared completely calm. You didn't even put the thing on a blacklist. A lot of people I have terrorized have died by my own doing. They were driven into insanity or fear before their death, but you just came out with a smile, and the fact alone pisses me off.
Well, kid, I hate to break it to you, but unlike a lot of your victims, I have a strong will. Also, I'm a goddamn reviewer. It's our job to look over the flaws of other mediums, as well as ourselves.
Look, I don't like Jin. Is it poorly written? Yes. Are a lot of the characters forgettable? Yes. Does the series deserve the F- rating? Fuck yeah, it does. But it also deserves some credit too. It's clear, though, despite its poor quality, that it was a labor of love. Even in the second season compared to the first, that they've improved their animation over time. Even during the series, while it still sucked, you can still see potential from these two. I mean, hell, the music is original. And another thing about Jin, it isn't some piece of crap with a harmful message or ideology like Pureflix's films are. It's just someone's amateur work with tools that they were using at the time. Of course you're not going to get it right the first time. Well, it won't be the best. You still have to start somewhere. I mean, case in point, Linkara, me, Big Jack Films, and Salsa Productions, William Shakespeare, everyone has to start somewhere. What matters is that you learn from your mistakes and you improve. And that's exactly what LifePoint 1 did. Look at Jin, and now look at their latest work. You can see the person clearly learned a lot and has improved on their craft. Also, while Jin hasn't done it for me, it did do for a ton of other people. Even to the point it has its own devoted and loving fan base, even making various types of mediums regarding the franchise. And the fact they show pride in what they do, all the while seeking ways to improve, it comes to show that one must be sure to acknowledge your mistakes, but never forget what made you reach where you are today.
That and also I have this Hellgun.
What gun?